Hello, my mimics, and welcome back to the Mimic Commentary, episode 45? Episode 45. Episode 45, we entered, this is the third episode in Liurnia, and now we're going to make it past to the graveyard. Gosh, I got some splaining to do, huh? I don't know. I hope... So that kind of section was informed by George R. R. Martin's Fever Dream, which is like last episode talking about Eternals and stuff, and the reborn souls and all that. I mentioned Fever Dream before about the immortal vampires and explaining it and like having to really explain it. Fever Dream is one of Miyazaki's favorite books of all time, and it shows that he's such a dedicated George R. R. Martin fan. He also mentions Tough Voyaging, which is, a book I bring up a lot. Fever Dream was so important to Miyazaki that when he became president of Fromsoft, he made every new employee read a copy of Fever Dream. Like, that book is, like, foundational to Miyazaki as an artist. Like, he's super inspired by it, and he wants everyone who makes something beneath, like, under his hierarchy, in his culture, they have to at least have read Fever Dream. They have to know Fever Dream. So if you were going to read a George R. R. Martin book, I would say read Fever Dream. And then if you like Fever Dream, I'd say read Tough Voyaging. And then if you like Tough Voyaging, you'll definitely like Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. I would say read A Song of Ice and Fire anyway, but Fever Dream is just so good. Like, it's probably, I don't know, it's almost his best book, probably. Fever Dream is probably Martin's, like, best book. I love that book. It is so good. It's so good. So good. Vampires in New Orleans on steamboats. It's awesome. It's so good. Here's the Chapel of Anticipation, where we died. Perfectly in view of the academy that studies the stars and that the Carians live at, and Stormvale, where the dragons do their thing, and very far away from the tree. Very far away from the tree. This is where we fell to our death, chasing nascent butterflies. We landed into the water, and then our bodies washed up in the stranded grave. Originally, you were supposed to wash up on the beach, but then we landed up in the stranded grave site. We could see Marika, same pose, Graven Witch, same pose as Selen. Yeah. And the Tarnished are reborn, too. So, and we got our... it's all there. It's all there. One of the things that I say... we'll go up here first. One of the things that I say... I always called this the Glum-Eyed Queen shield. I'd like a joke I do in a lot of my videos is, like, I'll say, this is the shield of the Glum-Eyed Queen, or, like, you can go to the Weeping Peninsula and you can learn about the Glum-Eyed Queen. I can't say Glum. I always say Glum. The queen, the Dusk-Eyed Queen, I always bring up that you can find information about, sorry, I always leave Easter eggs that this is supposed to be the Glum-Eyed Queen, because it's to build up for that, like that whole thing. All right, new type of enemy. Liurnia is much stronger, so we get heavier enemies. 2 death mages. And a guy with a big axe. Hopefully we can get that axe. Take note. Those who live in death. Deathroot is in this area. Regular graveyard. An old culture that is against the Erd Tree, hung from trees, and then turned to those who live in death. And who that guy is, we need to get their weapons so we can talk. He looked like he had an executioner's axe. And here we go. Warming Stone. Well, I don't think we know how to cook cook. I don't know if we know how to make Warming Stones yet. No, we do not. But Warming Stone, perfect. We're talking Sun Realm, more indication. We're getting a little Sun Realm hint here. That the hint is that when you see these graveyards, when you see this type of infrastructure, when you see this stuff, things that look like this, people being buried not in Erd Tree burial, you have to think of the Sun Realm. That's because we got the warming stone. Ruin fragment blessed with an incantation of the two fingers. Okay. So even the two fingers have influence over the sun realm. It is said that the Erd tree was once as warm as the gentle sun and would gradually heal all who bathed in its rays. Now you're saying, wait a minute, how are we getting the two fingers have influence on the sun realm? Well, we've already established those who burn in Ghost Flame, those who burn in Death, most likely Sun Realm, because the Sun Realm soldiers spawn here, or spawn at some of these graves. Then we learn that using these fragments, these ruin fragments, from the things that fell from the sky. So those things that fell, maybe they fell when the Sun Realm was still around. The Sun Realm could have been still around when those things fell from the sky, and the two fingers might have been involved because they make warming stones. It is said that the Erd tree was once as warm as the gentle sun and would gradually heal all who bathed in its rays. So we can't confirm yet if the two fingers had existed during the Sun Realm, and maybe they were also influencing people then, just like how the Tarnished, are being influenced by the two fingers now. We don't know. We don't know how old this two-finger religion is. But it's very secret. It's a secretive religion with assassins. It could have existed during the Sun Realm. And that would be important. Because we have Marika, who's eternal. We have the Eternal, who is reading the words of the fingers. And now we might have that the fingers are also really old. Maybe they're also immortal. That changes the dynamic of the story. Who the conflict is between. Now it looks like the conflict might be between the Eternals and the two fingers. So it's like a big chessboard. We have all these moving pieces. What would Marika want with X, Y, and Z? What would the two fingers want with X, Y, and Z? How would they try and beat each other when the... Oh, geez, I'm going to die. Ah. Woo. How would they, combat each other if the future is known, if there's prophecy? Like, it's like playing chess. But one opponent knows the next move you're going to make. Hey, there's a moon. Human bone shard, and what does this guy have? An Academy scroll. So this guy looks like a commoner. Why do you have an Academy scroll? Scroll of the Academy of Raya Lucaria, the Glintstone Sorcerer's place of study. Can be given to a learned sorcerer to gain access to the following sorceries: Great Glintstone Shard, Swift Glintstone Shard. Well, since I accidentally, since we chose to attack Selen, I can't learn those yet, so we'll have to wait to get that lore. Uh-oh, our consequences have actions, everybody. Our consequences have actions. There's the moon. It doesn't, it's not a full moon tonight. It's very bright here. It's not that bright in Stormvale, but you could see the full moon. You can see the full moon in Liurnia. You can't really see the full moon in Stormvale, even though it's not really a full, the moon isn't really full. It's kind of a dark moon. It's this, but I'm saying, like, we could see the full moon, we see the full thing. When we are in Stormvale, it kind of looks like a crescent moon. Spurned by nostalgia. But not here. Here we can really see the full moon. Not a real full moon, though. This is not a real full moon. This is a dark moon, kind of. It's like, it's still a crescent-shaped moon. It's still dark. It's not a full moon. That is more foreshadowing. It's more foreshadowing. I don't know. I'm just being silly. I'm sorry. Do you like when I tell you that I'm doing foreshadowing? Or would you prefer if I don't? Would you prefer that we do the sanctity of the story? Because I like to do the, I like to do the wink wink and the nod. But you tell me. You tell me if you would prefer if I didn't make my foreshadowing obvious. If you would like surprises for the theorizing that we're going to do. You let me know. Let me know if you want to see behind the scenes of, like, or if this is like, I'm going over the edge with that type of stuff. All right. What do we got here? We got Stake America outside. Oh, I want to see him use that ability. Just some night. What's on there? I didn't even look at the banners. We'll kill everybody first, and then we'll investigate. I want to see him. Let's see if he does a magic spell. There we go. Okay. So that's the faux glintstone. So he must be a Knight of the Cuckoo. And he has a brass shield that looks like it has a snake or a dragon on it. And we were talking about... how, like, so many people have brass shields. Like, why do certain enemies drop brass shields? And why do they show what looks like a snake on the front? So... if we're thinking about, like, immortal beings, maybe these guys are they're snake followers. Like, that's where they're real, that's, like, the master. Like, even though there's birds on their surcoats and, like, it looks like a star, we'll look at their stuff. Like, maybe there is an immortal snake, and these people are related to the immortal snake in some way. So, a glintstone craftsman's cookbook. Let's just look around at all this stuff. Here is the sigil of the Academy. That's the sigil of the Academy. So those must be cuckoo birds, and these are the Knights of the Cuckoo. So the Knights of the Cuckoo work for the Academy. Let's really investigate that sigil. Can I actually... oh, I'll just get on... I'm being silly. So it looks like at the bottom we got a sun. Let go through? Yeah, okay. What if I... okay, let me sit. So a lot of flower motifs, a lot of flower stuff. Looks like lilies at the top. Does that look like lilies to you guys? That look like lilies? Do those look like lilies? So maybe this is tied to Saint Trina. And dreams and sleep. Then we have a circle at the top with rays of light coming down. That could be the moon. Maybe that's Trina lilies, dreams, then the moon. Rays of light coming down. Okay. And then a star with how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 point. An 8-pointed star. On the Divine Towers, there is 8. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, just double checking. Yeah, there's in the Divine Towers, you have the 8 dotted around the meteorites. So that makes sense. Meteorites are falling stars. So we have Trina lilies at the top. Then we have the moon. And then we have a star coming out of the moon. It looks like the top of a star, maybe. Or maybe it kind of looks like the moon is a rocket ship to me. There's fire coming out of it. Or maybe it's shooting a laser. I don't know. It's the Death Star. And then we have an 8-pointed star. And the 8-pointed star seems to be related to meteors, falling stars, because of the Divine Towers. So, moon, or lilies, moon, light, meteorites, the sun. The sun. And then 2 cuckoo birds. The cuckoo bird... this is where cuckold comes from Shakespeare. It's a bird who steals an egg and puts it in their own nest. And then, or they kill the other person's, they steal the eggs, I think. The cuckoldry is supposed to be like when, a wife has another man's baby, and then the husband raises the baby as if it's their own, and they don't know. So this looks like the cuckoos, the Knights of the Cuckoos, are the people who are trying to steal this, or the people who are trying to... and this is the Academy. Oh, the Academy. Oh, you know what it might be? This is kind of like what divinity or science looks like to the Academy, and they're trying to take that knowledge. They're trying to learn it all. They're trying to steal the knowledge of the gods. And the knowledge of the gods breaks down as lilies, moons, stars, and sun. Lilies, moons, the star, and sun. Something like that. So, that could be what it is. And it makes sense because glintstone magic is soul magic, and, of course the gods would be using soul magic. The Eternals, who would gather starlight shards. This could be the star, this is what the cuckoos have, but maybe the star, like they're, this could be the beliefs of the Eternals. The Eternals could be moon worshippers, star worshippers, and sun worshippers. Moon, star, sun. Yeah, moon, star, sun. Falling stars, though. It's like a rip. It looks like a rip in the fabric. Foreshadowing. Okay. So those three, these could be three factions right here. The moon faction, the sun faction, and the falling stars. The moon, the sun, and the falling stars. Could be a faction. And the cuckoo bird is the Knights of the Cuckoo, who were paid for by the Academy to find the secrets of the world. Or protect them. The Academy's trying to find the secrets of the world, but it's controlled by the Carians. And the Carians, they might be tied to the Sellians. They might be mimics. Interesting that they take over the Academy where these people are trying to learn about the divine. Maybe trying to stop their knowledge. Why do I think that they took over the Academy? Well, I mean, the Sellians are assassins, and we don't know. We don't know. They know the future, so they were looking in the night skies. Smoldering butterfly. These guys are hiding smoldering butterflies. That's used for kindling. My prophecy is telling me that if we're going to burn the Erd tree, you're going to need kindling. Butterfly effect, everybody. Boom. That's foreshadowing. Serves as the kindling. Okay. We got a Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook. A record of crafting techniques left by a Glintstone craftsman who served the Academy. All right. So people who worked for the Academy were making faux sorceries. And you can make the Cuckoo Glintstone. And to make a Cuckoo Glintstone, to make a fake to make fake magic, and use it to also, maybe bring puppets to life because it's soul magic. So you're taking a bunch of souls together and you're putting them in a rock. And to do that, you need cracked crystal, most likely glintstone, and then crystal bud, widely found in the lakes of Liurnia. Okay, so we need crystal buds. And here's the colors of the cuckoos: blue and red. Blue and red, Tully colors from Song of Ice and Fire. We'll talk more about the Tullys when it becomes relevant. But this is very relevant. The Tullys are located in the Riverlands of Westeros. Grace wants us to go that way. That's where our map is. But we're going to go that way, because we don't listen to Grace.
You're new around here. Surprised you found me in my little nook. No matter, no matter. Your money's as good as anyone else's. Why don't you take a look at my wares? Oh, but don't ask me how I got my hands on them, eh?
Alright, you probably killed people. Or you scavenged dead bodies. It's interesting. He calls runes money. We're going to buy these with runes. And, hey, that I know, it's pretty insane to me that the Elden Ring is used as money. A small, waste-worn lantern that illuminates surroundings, used to turn on once and again to turn off. While its light is dimmer than that of a torch, it has the advantage of freeing up a user's hands. This is going to be good. We eventually might buy Starlight, though. Oh, I already had that. I forgot. I was talking like we didn't have it. I forgot that we have the lantern. He's selling smithing stones and smithing stones 2s. That's good. Oh, here we go. Another Nomadic Warrior cookbook. So this guy, remember, we were saying these guys might be mimics coming around to spread knowledge, ancient knowledge into the future. Ancient knowledge into the future in case of utter scarcity. I think that's what I was alluding to. So we're going to buy a Crystal Dart, Spellproof Giant Lizard. Okay. Oh, I'm going to need to use some runes because we're going to buy all this stuff. Okay, let me sell him some runes and then we'll buy all that stuff. I want to make sure I have at least one of each in my inventory. Okay, let's see. Can I buy the Kite Shield, Astrologer Hood? Okay, good. I think I can get everything. Oh, and I need the Astrologer Staff. Okay. Alright. So, first we're going to do Glintstone Craftsman Cookbook. No, not the Nomadic Warriors. Okay, so remember, Nomadic Warriors, maybe mimics from Shifa River, and they're sharing knowledge for the face of utter scarcity. Crystal dart, spellproof dried litter, shattered star arrow. So let us look at the arrow whittled from animal bones, tipped with a shard of crystal. Okay, so in the face of utter scarcity, glintstone will still exist, and you now can make a arrow that will resonate noise using thin beast bones, cracked crystals. Okay, so that's good to lure out prey to kill it. Luring prey to kill it. Okay. What else did we get? We got a liver, I think. I think spell dried? Which one was it? Invigorating? I gotta double check. Spellproof dried liver. Oh, it's these, duh. Okay, so what's the difference? Instead of using a butterfly to cook your meat, you're going to use glintstone fireflies. Okay, so we have to pick a glintstone firefly and see. They want people to eat glintstone. This one, they're making the food is getting cooked. You're pickling you're drying it out after pickling, and then you make red medicinal solution using the smoldering butterflies. So that means the smoldering butterflies are existing for a long time. So they're going to be in a time of their old knowledge and new for new knowledge. That makes sense. And glintstone fireflies too. These are going to last into the future. You're going to want to eat this in case you get some magic burns. Okay. And the last thing is the crystal darts. Ooh, okay. Throwing knife chiseled from impure crystal. Consume FP, throw at enemies to deal magic damage. Obviously, we knew that souls are in the crystals, so this is why they do magic damage, doing soul damage. Long ago, it is said that a golem crafter employed a similar crystal tool. Ooh, okay. Well, we've seen the giant stone golems, including the giant stone golem, the guardian golem that we had to fight to get the dancer in blue, who were tying to water and the rivers, the blind swordsman. Not only the blind swordsman, but, you know, our character's a little bit like a blind swordsman, too. Because we're wearing a blindfold. Where is the item I'm looking for? Yeah, Shifa River, right? No, not yet. Never mind. I don't know what I'm looking for exactly. I didn't know if we had another... Oh, because I was just saying Shifa was the blind. Yeah. Okay. Then we also got... Sorry, everybody. I got off track. A kite shield. All right, let's equip our kite shield. We'll use that one instead. Oh, it's heavy load, so let me drop the bow. So the kite shield, let's say what it says on here. Metal shields, a standard medium-sized metal shield. Metal shields reliably negate physical damage when guarding a trait which made them highly trusted on the battlefield. So this is a bird with a sword. Maybe like a griffin. But a bird. He kind of looks like he's wearing armor. Yeah, you know what? Oh, you know what this means? Okay, maybe this means like, you know, Sarash is like, who is this character? Who is on the kite shield? Who is a bird that has a sword? Who is that? A bird with the sword. You know, Sarash owns Stormvale Castle. This is we're buying this shield in view of Stormvale Castle. This guy looks like he has armor and he has a sword, and we know Sarash was a beast regent. And we fought a beast man, so this must be a bird man. Like literally, like, you know, in real life, you know, you put a griffin on a shield. Griffins aren't real. You're just making an imagination. But in Elden Ring, these monsters exist. You know, we fought a dog man with a sword. We've seen, you know, statues of Sarash, the beast regent, and he's talked about as if he's a real thing. We saw Blythe the half-wolf. He's a half-wolf man. This guy totally could exist. I wonder if we'll learn his name. What else do we get? Astrologer hood. Now, this is from the starting class, the Astrologer starting class. We're just getting their stuff now. Oh, I guess the last thing I wanted to say before if I wasn't clear on it. Making golems out of crystal darts means that they're animated with souls, just like these are used to make those little puppets, those little marionette enemies. And so, yeah, we're seeing the pass down of technology. It's futuristic technology in the past, regressing into the future. So as time flows like a river, as time flows like a river. Time is like, oh gosh, I'm trying to do a causality bit. Berserk, causality is compared to a river, stuck in the flow of causality. Okay, yeah. Anyway, and over time, things regress as causality goes forward. Okay, you get it? Causality regression? All right. Things get a little more simple as time goes on. Okay. Astrologer Hood. Hood fashioned from supple cloth. They read fate in the stars and are said to be the heirs of Glintstone sorcerers. But alas, the night sky no longer cradles fate. Right, because it was fettered by the Golden Order, by the Erd Tree. Fettered by the Golden Order, but because of the Erd Tree. So because of the Erd Tree, the night sky doesn't cradle fate anymore. Does that make sense? Let's put 2 and 2 together, just so we're all clear on this. Goodness gracious. Where's my telescope? Okay. During the age of the Erd Tree, carrying astrology withered on the vine. The fate once written in the night sky has once been fettered by the Golden Order. So we know prophecy's real. We know fate is just what your prophecy is. You know, the prophecy and fate. All right. During the age of the Erd Tree, carrying astrology withered on the vine. The fate once written in the night skies had been fettered by the Golden Order. So fate is just what is going to happen. Prophecy is being able to see fate. Okay? All right. And we know prophecy is real. And the Carians used to read fate in the stars. Then we learn that by reading fate in the stars, they are the heirs of Glintstone sorcerers. So they say that these astrologers came outside of the lands between. But alas, the night sky no longer cradles fate. So people, this is what Tarnished can wear. Let me put the outfit on, because I think that might be the information that might be missing if I don't explain it right. And let's equip their staff. So this the important bit here. The important bit that we're making about the astrologers here is that this nomadic merchant has the equipment of another Tarnished. This is not what astrologers in the lands between wear. They do not wear this stuff. What boots are there? There's astrologer's trousers. Okay, so this is someone from outside of the lands between. They have crystals in their pouch, so outside the lands between, there's glintstone crystals. They use like a sexton. They wear a glintstone crystal around their chest. They cast magic. They came from outside. Oh, not like that. They came from outside the lands between. They can cast glintstone magic. Magic exists out there. Their staves look very different. Like, this is what an astrologer from outside the lands between uses. This is what this is what people at the academy use. Well, maybe not at the academy, but like this is what's inside the lands between. This is much more regal. It's more ornate. The astrologers, might be a very, very learned bunch outside and very powerful outside the lands between, just like they are here. They have an academy. They have their own knights at their employ. A staff of the astrologers. A glintstone is embedded in the tip, enabling you to use catalyst for sorceries. Sorceries must be memorized first as Lost Grace. No, okay. But what's interesting is that the astrologers are said to be the heirs of glintstone sorcerers. So the Tarnished who left the lands between and then founded the astrologers outside of the lands between believe that they're the heirs to the glintstone sorcerers. That they can track their lineage all the way back to someone like Thops. Thops came from this heavenly place, and he has the grace of gold in his eyes. The astrologers believe that they are heirs to the glintstone sorcerers. Not the Carians, just the glintstone sorcerers. Most likely of the academy. That's what's important here, okay? There's some foreshadowing there. Maybe think about it. Think about the difference. Think about from outside of the lands between. What other characters are there outside of the lands between Just think of like the starting classes. Think of like the starting classes. We got a lot of interesting stuff there. Got our kite shield. Let's go this way. We really want to explore a bit though, but yeah, it's so tough. All right, I hope that bit was pretty good while we run around and look for something else to talk about. I think what I need. Oh goodness, found something. All right, little tree, little white tree branch. Okay, hey, wait. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Look at that. White trees. Where do we find white trees? Find them in Shifa River in the ancient dynasty, where we find very mimicry things down here. So these white tree branches. Oh, you know what? Okay. We'll make a detour. We're going to make a little detour. Okay, look at this tree branch. I have to find another one. Actually, you know, if I come back. Okay, look at the tree branch. Remember it. Look at it. Think about it. All right. Be right back. All right. We're down in Shifa for no particular reason to use our Mimic's Veil. Okay. This is a very big white tree, and it looks very similar to the crystal buds we just picked. Okay? Okay. Going back to Liurnia. All right, and we're back. So that tree we turned into, okay, in the ancient dynasty, underneath the earth, in the eternal, around the eternal city with their false night sky and their ancestral followers, this is what those trees used to look like until somebody nipped their buds. A young plant crystallized before it could mature. Material used for crafting items, widely found in Liurnia of the Lakes, or Liurnia Lake. So, what would these trees look like if they did mature? Unfortunately, the bud was crystallized, so it couldn't mature. What do these look like if they could mature? Okay. And then there was also, found over here, there's a glintstone firefly. Okay, now let's look at our fireflies. Remember, we were doing our mimic thing. 3. We have 3. Gold firefly, silver firefly, glintstone firefly. So let's look at the gold firefly first. A firefly that gives off golden light, material used in crafting items, found near bodies of water close to minor arteries. The light of fireflies is believed to have an alluring magic. Golden light is considered to be an invite of runes. Firefly that gives off silvery light, material used in crafting items, found near bodies of cold water untouched by sunlight. The light of firefly is believed to have alluring magic. Silver light is considered invite riches. A firefly whose glowing tail has hardened into glintstone, widely found in Liurnia Lake. Material used for crafting items. Alas, now that its tail is glintstone, it can no longer beguile potential mates. So, this looks like a gold firefly that was around too much glintstone and then turned into glintstone. So being near glintstone, much like the people in the mines who are near smithing stones, which are falling stars, will turn them into glintstone. But while the falling stars have gold in them, and gold is the primal vital energy, it's primordial life, silver is soul life. So different types of rocks to hold different types of things. This one is the mimic. The silver firefly is a mimic of the gold firefly. It is using a larval tear, also known as a silver tear. So we can say the silver firefly is a mimic tear, because this is the original. This is the original that just, turned into, oh, Jesus. Woo! Well, the crabs are big here. Oh, no! Good thing none of those are in Shifa. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh, he's frostbitten. Nice. Hell yeah. Alright, they have giant lobsters up here. Why is he so big? Because he's eating his arteria leaves for breakfast. And let's see. It's early day. Oh, you know, maybe it's because we're in shadows, but here we go. Some spirit jellyfish, some spirits of those who died. You can listen to them. Nice and soothing and calm. Very serene. We can go into this cave. And we will do this cave. This cave will be the last bit of our episode. Look at that. Stillwater Cave. All right. Well, do we have anything about flowing water? A cloth doll depicting a dancer garbed in blue, an ancient heirloom of some sort. The dancer in blue represents a fairy who in legend bestowed a flowing sword upon a blind swordsman. Blade in hand, the swordsman sealed away an ancient god of rot, a god that was rot itself. And this is Stillwater. And what would you know? I think we're going to find some rot and decay in this place. There we go. Miranda flowers. It's rotting and decaying. So the blind swordsman and the blue fairy are antagonistic against these mushroom men who worship rot and poison. These people are, where is poison mist? Those who dwell within poison know rot all too well. The death begets life that comes to all equally. That is to say, it is the cycle of rebirth put into practice. And we know that rebirth is incredibly important. Crystal cave moss. The cycle of rebirth put into practice. Okay, so what that must mean, since we're doing a mortal talk, that perhaps by becoming infused with the fungus, you can live forever? Maybe that's what it is? Like, lived until you're killed, like... Oh, and that's the sigil for, the poison. Let's see him do it again. Ooh, what is that? Oh, bats are in here. Since these guys are smaller, I'll use the rapier. Alright, so regular cave moss grows in dark caves, slightly luminescent. This is faintly luminescent. Oh, they're both faintly luminescent. Laced with fine crystals. Among mosses, it possesses unique medicinal properties. This one is a fundamental ingredient. So this one's unique. And it's unique because of the crystals. And do we have anything else from crystals? Could be from, like, the crystal buds. Or could be because the glintstone in the area. Because we saw that there's, you know... It could be the crystal buds are turning people into, what do you call it? Turning fireflies and animals crystallized, and the plants crystallized, but... Does this reset poison? Oh, wow, it resets a lot. That's interesting. I lost my train of thought. Hope what I said made sense. Oh, jeez. You know, I really, I didn't expect these guys to, like, be tough, but when you play this way, you really have to be careful. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm so used to these games sometimes that I forget that, like, regular dungeons could be dangerous. Oh, here we go. Budding cave moss. Faintly luminescent. Oh, look, so the moss is growing little flowers. Little glowing flowers. Speckled with tiny yellow flowers. Oh, so we're kind of getting like a little bit of, little Erd tree popping up. Little Erd tree. It is primarily used in perfumes. Well, we don't know anything about perfumes yet. But someone talks about perfume. No, I won't foreshadow. I won't do it. I won't do it. I refuse. I refuse to foreshadow. You'll have to figure it out on your own. I can't give it to you all for free. There's a winged dame. Okay, so maybe these people are, the dames, maybe they're really old too. And that's why they're allied with the mushroom people who are trying to do rebirth into practice. Wait, that's what I was talking about. Oh my god, she yelled at me and I died. Alright, I gotta throw a fireball at her. Holy moly. I didn't think I'd die. Yeah, so if the cycle of rebirth put into practice, to me, that sounds like by using rot and decay, if your body rots enough, you'll be able to live forever. That's what I'm getting from that. Actually, since we're down here, these guys are probably really weak to fire, so I should be using fireball more often. Yeah, there we go. Kills him in one hit. That's what my problem was. I wasn't using our elemental bonuses. Having a, multifaceted build, we can... But we don't want to use all of our magic, because how many flasks do I have? I have 3. I have enough, actually. We have enough. I am going to use it on the big one. There we go. Okay. Not great gameplay, but maybe it was entertaining. Maybe there's a... Oh, I shouldn't have used my flask. Should have just healed. Golden runes. They hold a lot of runes. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Golden rune 4. She had a golden rune 6. Those born at the foot of the Erd Tree are blessed. Okay, so she was born at the foot of the Erd Tree. And look at this. She's got, she reminds me of the, oh, you know what? We got glowstones, baby. What am I doing? Bam. Look at that. She's very human-like, human face, human hair, skin. These are like the vampire bats in Bitter Blooms, George R. R. Martin's Bitter Blooms. Serpent arrow. Oh my. What else do we have? Sage's hood. Gotta make more soap. Okay. Got a lot of stuff here. So first we're saying she must be real. The bats, these bat women must be really old. Then they have a very ancient culture. They must be similar to... We're going to put them in the same faction as demi-humans and misbegotten. We're going to call them... These are going to be the... We have the Eternals. These are like the magic. Like, this is like... These are the... Like, I'm going to say these are like the true magic of the world. These are old. If we're going to say, like, religion, it's probably going to go Erd Tree. Then it's going to go... what do you call it? Sun Realm and Death Hexes and stuff. And then it's going to be, like, demi-humans who are being studied by this academy. And then the Winged Dames, the bats. Rot people. It's an ancient legend, so they're old too. Who knows how old the rot people, the rot cultists. Oh, and then, so we have a few things here. An arrow, serpent arrow. Notice that the tail of the arrow is a spiral. Arrow carved to resemble a flying snake, used in tandem with the serpent bow. Loyal minions of the formless serpents. Their fangs are dabbed with deadly poison. Okay. So spiral imagery on a snake, the formless serpents, loyal minions of the formless serpents. So the serpent arrow, a flying snake. Snakes that can fly? Oh, a flying snake. That makes me think of our brass shield. A snake, he doesn't have any wings though. But he could be like a dragon. So kind of dragony, but I think we were talking about the snakes, snake. All right, maybe snakes with wings are a faction now. But snakes, wow, very interesting. Formless serpents. Now these are arrows and they're with poison. Are they allied with the fungus people? Are they allied with the fungus rot people? These formless serpents with poison. We'll have to figure out. Sage hood, a burgundy pointed hood, attire of the wise sages who are deemed heretical. Evidence that the wearer was driven from town. Okay, why would they be heretical? Because their religion follows Rot. He is a Rot worshiper. They don't have gloves. So they're driven from their towns in the lands between because they worship Rot, like the poison guys. But he's an old sage. He's a sage. There's wisdom in his words. He knows things about the world that no one else might. And if it's because he's into poisons and stuff, he could be an immortal wizard. Kind of looks like a wizard. So if we see someone dressed like this, they may be an immortal wizard. They may be an immortal wizard. Who has knowledge of things, probably maybe the future, and at the very least, they have a plan. They probably don't like people associated with the fairies. Anything down there that's interesting? A lot of poison bloom. I guess that's probably if you fall down to get back up. But we don't need to... I don't know if we need to go down there. Oh, I didn't want to hit the Miranda Fowlers. Again, those are also found underground. Oh, there's an item there. Okay, we do want that. Is this slow walking? Oh, they get... Alright, they're getting... They do more damage once you have poison afflicted. And what do they drop? Toxic mushrooms. They love their toxic mushrooms. Alright, while we're down here, while we're poisoned, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, I probably should have put bleh. Meant some of my words. I probably should have put Cure Poison on as one of my spells. Use our soap. Keep our soul clean. That was cool, huh? That felt cool. Glowstone. Gonna need it. Yeah, this is, you know what? I don't know if you could tell, but I have so much fun doing these videos. And I think by doing way more of these, going through Liurnia, the new videos that I'm gonna, like the new long form videos I'm gonna put on my channel are gonna be so much better. All right, hey, someone worships Queen Marika here. So you guys are seeing the process. We're trying to... My goal for the channel... Oh, that's doing damage tonight. Soap in the middle of battle. Oh, you could see, like, they got teeth and stuff. Can I see his face better? Mind the poison here? Let's see if I can... Uh-oh. They're praying. Will they attack me if I walk by? Oh, he will. Let's look at him. Oh, he was just sitting there for a long time. Wait, is he just going to go back to praying? Oh, no, he's not. So there you go. He's rotting in place. He's just sitting there praying, and he's just letting the fungus grow on him. That's dedication, man. Yeah, these guys are immortals. They're immortal. And when I say immortals, I mean, like, you know, we know people in the Lands Between can't die, but we don't know how long that's been for, why that exactly is. Who is older than who and how much information they have. Like, these people can know about... These people might know about Shifa River. But they're praying. This reminds me of... Oh, you know, this is totally... this is made in Astraya. Oh! She's made in Astraya? Oh, my God. I didn't even put those two together. Who? All right. Malenia is a stand-in for Made in Astraya. That's so interesting. Yeah, this is just like her boss fight. You go to fight Made in Astraya, and all of the rotted people in the Valley of Defilement are praying to her. Poison grease. That's so interesting. I didn't think about that connection before. Maiden Estraya is like, that's my favorite fight in all of Souls. All right, a Cleanrot Knight. All right, so these are, they worship the rot and all that stuff. Let's see what she does. Let's look at her. She got red, gold, white. She has light spells. Woo. Charms her weapon light. Okay, so she has the power of light and rot. Well, that is just like the Miranda flowers. Oh, she just got, for doing a lot of damage, she got a damage buff. Woo! Oh my goodness. But red, very important the color red on their armor. Maybe related to, no, it's related to rot. Red and white, and then wings on the, oh, just like, yeah, it's Malenia, okay. Because Malenia has wings on her helmet, so she is related to Malenia's army. Remember, I can't just say that. I can't just say, well, we know she's part of Malenia's army, we have to deduce it. Excellent. Is she going to disappear? Yeah, okay. Oh, we were going to get, I forgot where we get this. A talisman depicting a raised prosthetic blade, Malenia the Severed, with the wings, an honor bestowed upon the knights who fought alongside Malenia the Severed. Okay, so this knight physically fought alongside. They were a clean rot knight. So rot that is clean. Something cleaned the rot. So there is good, you know, someone used spirit soap on them. Interesting. Okay. Raises attack power with successive hits. The wings symbolize Malenia and her undefeated prowess. Though she never knew the relief from the accursed rot she was born into, her blade was forever beautiful and relentless. All right. Malenia was born into rot. Oh boy, a lot to talk about. We'll talk about that in the next episode. We'll start the next episode with the Winged Sword Insignia. All right, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the Mimic commentary. Please, I say again, leave your comments, your thoughts and your theories. You know, the theorizing that I do, I think is a lot different than what you might be used to. So, I need your help, though. I don't want to just be doing this alone. I think we can have a lot of fun thinking about Elden Ring this way. All right, you know the drill. Let's do the thing.